Imagine if a war broke out somewhere in the world. Today, a war suddenly broke out. Then, which military alliance would respond the fastest and the strongest? Most people would think of NATO. The Cold War is over. The Soviet Union is gone. The world has changed dramatically. And yet, why is it still the most powerful military alliance on Earth? NATO. In today's episode, we're going to find out how a single military alliance has stayed the dominant force in global security for nearly 80 years. After World War II, Europe lay in ruins. On one side, the United States. On the other, the Soviet Union. Two opposing ideologies, two superpowers, and so began the Cold War. The Western powers realized they couldn't survive alone. So, in 1949, 12 nations came together and formed the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO. Its core mission was simple but powerful. NATO's most important rule, Article 5. It means an attack on one member is an attack on all. In other words, if you attack a NATO country, you're effectively taking on the entire alliance. This single principle is NATO's greatest deterrent. Often, wars never even start because the potential aggressor knows exactly how devastating the consequences would be. Today, NATO has more than 30 member states. From North America to Europe's largest economies, they're all part of this alliance. Among them, the United States, the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, Canada, and many others. The world's most advanced fighter jets, naval fleets, satellites, missile defense systems, and a major share of cutting-edge military technology all sit within this alliance. NATO's greatest strength is really the United States, the world's largest military budget, long-range aircraft carriers, military bases across the globe, an advanced intelligence network, and a nuclear deterrent. All of it makes NATO's overall power even stronger. That's why many experts believe NATO is essentially a security alliance led by the United States. In 2022, Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Ukraine isn't a NATO member, and yet NATO countries supplied weapons, training, intelligence, and economic aid. At the same time, they strengthened their own defenses across Eastern Europe. This war made one thing clear. When it comes to security in Europe, NATO's importance hasn't faded. If anything, for many nations, it's grown even stronger. After the Cold War ended, many believed NATO had outlived its purpose. But the opposite happened. One by one, countries across Eastern Europe joined the alliance. Even in recent years, new members have joined. This has expanded the alliance's geographic reach and its combined military strength even further. But this expansion has also raised tensions with Russia, which remains one of the biggest flashpoints in European security today. Still, NATO isn't invincible. Not every member nation shares the same political priorities. Defense spending isn't equal across the board. Some decisions require consensus from every member, which can sometimes make swift action difficult. Even so, because of its combined military strength and decades of cooperation, NATO remains the most influential military alliance in the world. In today's world, the balance of economic power is slowly shifting. BRICS is trying to build a new economic framework. But when it comes to military security, NATO's influence remains incredibly strong. Still, the story of global power isn't just about Europe. One country is advancing at an incredible pace in economy, technology, space, and military strength. And that country isn't in Europe, it's in Asia. But the world's fastest rising power isn't in Europe, it's India. How is India positioning itself to become the world's next superpower? That's what we'll find out in the next episode.